It's disgusting. And you should be damn ashamed of yourself, and I don't believe that, and I'm not gonna fight until people like you do not have a place to come on here on my campus that I paid a school to go to and spew your fucking lies.
Someone give that girl a Xanax. Wow.
I have a personal question for you. Are your beliefs about abortion and life and conception, does that have anything to do with your personal religious beliefs? Your belief that life begins at conception, that is not shared by a lot of people. It's not shared by me. It's not shared by any of my friends.
It is shared by a lot of people, but you know why it's not shared by your friends? You know why you don't think it's shared by a lot of people? It's because you surround yourself with people who agree with you. I'm going to just jump to conclusions here, but I'm just going to guess that this girl does not befriend people who are pro-life. She probably doesn't befriend people who think differently than her. She's probably surrounded by people who have her opinions on everything, so of course she doesn't realize that there's a whole other world out there of people who think differently than she does.
So I'm asking you, why should your moral belief be the end all be all and make the law and take away the right to a clean, safe abortion for women to have? And the fact that you can sit here and say that the rapist baby, the seed or whatever you want to call it, the baby that's still in your belly and that it's not born yet, that you should be forced to have that, it's disgusting. And the fact
What's disgusting is thinking a child deserves to be killed because of how it was conceived. That's disgusting.
that you can come over here and have an entire career based off of this, and I'm not done speaking, and then you can
Her parents must be so proud.
sit here in front of my friend who was a victim of rape and say that she should have that baby. It's disgusting, and you should be damn ashamed of yourself, and I don't believe that, and I'm not gonna fight until people like you do not have a place to come on here on my campus that I paid a school to go to and spew your fucking lies.
First, she probably doesn't pay to go to school there. Her parents pay, mommy and daddy, or student loans, not her. Second of all, there's something in this world called the First Amendment, and you have a right to speak different opinions. I don't understand why young people today don't seem to understand that you can listen to other people's different opinions without being triggered. You don't have to be offended. If you want to win them over to your side, try listening to them. Try having a discussion like an adult. I mean, these kids are in college. They're really not kids, they're adults. They should be able to have these conversations without screaming and yelling because no one's going to listen to you when you're yelling in their face. They're just not.
Well, I believe in the First Amendment. Do you believe in the First Amendment?
Clearly, she doesn't.
Do you?
Do you believe in the First Amendment? I've allowed you to sit here and scream at me for an hour and a half, and
Kristan has the patience of a saint. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I'm saying I don't believe that you should have the right to take away my access to a clean, safe abortion as a human right. I have the right to have the autonomy over my own body. You have the right to your autonomy over your own body. We both get knocked up, have sex, both of us pregnant. You want to abort it? You don't want to abort it? Your decision. If I want to abort it, I'm going to fucking do that. Okay. So who are you to sit here?
I never would have used this kind of language in college. I was not a perfect college student. I'm not saying I never used colorful language, but I never would have used the F word at an adult, and especially at a guest speaker. There's no way that would have been allowed. I would have been like kicked out if I had talked like that. And I went to a liberal school too.
so I don't want to own a slave, but you want to own a slave. Am I supposed to just sit around and say that?
Do not sit here in front of a microphone and compare owning a slave to me, you white fucking bitch. You have no idea to sit here.
Did she really just say that? Okay, no. What is it with the disrespect that kids have today? I don't understand this disrespect. I understand you not agreeing with her, but to use this kind of language in college, it blows my mind. How can you use that kind of language towards someone and think you will ever change their mind? And I am so surprised she's still standing there because, as I said, if I had talked like this, first of all, my mother would have slapped me into the wall. Like, there's no way my parents would ever have raised me to talk like this to an adult or to anyone. But also, if I had talked like this, I would have been kicked out. There's no way. I can't believe they're sitting there letting her talk like this. And look at the kid behind her. Look at the kid behind her. He looks like he just wants her to shut up too. The poor kid. The poor kid was probably told, if you come to this meeting, you'll get extra credit. And right now he's sitting there going, I shouldn't have come. I shouldn't have come.
Here and say this shit to me.
Ma'am, that is the argument you just made.
No, it's not. No, it is not. That is your incorrect interpretation. That is a logical fallacy. You think you can sit here and go ring around the rosy with me?
Argument. Are you done with your question? Because you asked me like.
You haven't answered anything. You've actually
She's trying to answer it. You won't shut up and let her talk.
made a statement and completely deterred my argument in a completely different way. Oh, do you think that you can own a slave? If I want to own a slave?
Is this girl 2?
Can I own a slave? How can you sit here with a straight face and say that to me? How is you not embarrassed of yourself?
Okay, do you want me to answer your question? How can you sit here and deny biology?
How can you sit here and deny biology? I'm going to ask you the same question.
Do you want me to answer your questions? If you will sit down, I will answer your question.
I'm going to stand right here and I want you to tell me how you think it's okay.
Look at the faces on these guys who are sitting there. None of them look like they're impressed with the screaming girl. None of them. And none of them look like they want to be there.
To compare owning a slave to having an abortion. It is not even in the same ballpark.
Yes.
Look, that guy, he has his bag ready. He's like, I'm leaving. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm out. Forget the extra credit.
Because
white people were not seen as people in this country.
Yes,
they were
just like what you've done time and time again tonight to an unborn child. You have argued.
Unborn child, not living. Black people already existed. They were born.
Unborn children are
like
living,
literally born into slavery.
Would you like me to answer your questions? I can't answer if you keep screaming at me. Do you want me to answer your questions?
I'm waiting.
Are you going to stop
Are
talking?
you going to answer my question?
Yes.
Or are you going to sit here and look stupid?
She's not the one who looks stupid, sweetie.
I'm quiet right now. I'm quiet.
This is why we have the first.
Even the audience wants her to shut up.
First Amendment, so they can.
Am I speaking?
So no. When we talk about abortion, we talk about the living human being that's present inside of a mother's womb. Biology confirms this fact. This is not a religious belief that I hold. This is a scientific.
She's right about that. Being pro-life isn't a religious viewpoint. There are atheists who are pro-life. Okay, there are people of other faiths that are pro-life. It's not a religious issue. And I'm really tired of people thinking that if you're pro-life, it's because of religion. It can be for other reasons as well.
Fact. The law of biogenesis says like begets like. We know the definition of life, and we know what's inside of a mother is living because that child is growing. You can call the child a fetus, a clump of cells, whatever, but the fact is that entity, which is a member of our human species, because two humans can't reproduce anything other besides a human, is in fact alive. The arguments that you're making to support your extremist beliefs to justify abortion is that
basic human right that you're trying to take away from me.
Doesn't have value. The argument you're trying to and failing to make, in the argument that you really
don't get to sit here and tell me what my argument is. If you want to answer my question, then answer my question.
Ma'am, you said you'd be quiet.
Answer the question.
The argument you're failing to make, and what argument you should be making, is that you believe that the human inside of the womb has less value than a woman. And that certain people get to decide.
Yes, it does, because it's her body, her choice.
Exactly.
How about the baby's body and the baby's choice?
Her body, exactly. Her body, her choice.
Yeah, that is your argument. It is not that it's not a human being or that's living, because that's flat out denying biology. We know it's living, and we know it's a human being.
What else?
What you're arguing is that child doesn't have the same right to life as his or her mother, because you have decided, and what you said during your comments was that if I got pregnant and chose not to have an abortion, I can do that, but you can choose to have abortion because the mother gets to decide the value of that person.
The mother, it's the mother's child. That's exactly what
you're not letting me answer the question. That's exactly what
Shut up.
happened.
Now she's telling the audience to shut up. The arrogance of this girl, I'm telling you, it's unreal.
That's exactly what happened in
Please tell her to sit down and shut up.
Civil War America. You could choose to assign value to Black Americans depending on what you felt like. You could say, oh, I am against slavery because I know these people are human.
See, this girl is not listening to anything that's being said. It's going in one ear and out the other. So she's not learning anything.
Beings that have value, and no one has the right to own another human person. But if I was a plantation owner in the South, I could say, yeah, they have some value, but they don't have full value because I deem it. It's a slippery slope. And that is not, by the way, that is not a religious belief.
Mhm.
This is a scientific belief that this is a human being. Where we can differ on our belief is the
Can I ask a
value
question?
we assign. No, there's other people behind you.
I
There's
have
value
actually
that
one
you
more question
assign
to
to
ask,
human
and she
beings.
said I could ask a
That
question
is the
before I leave.
actual debatable
She hasn't asked any questions. She's just been screaming and yelling her head off.
question here today.
No,
Is what
it's
is
not.
the value we assign to human beings in the womb? Does a human being in the womb have the same
Are
value,
you gonna
the
stop going
same
round
right to
and
life
around and
as
around,
other
repeating
people,
yourself?
or do they not?
Well, you kept repeating yourself, sweetie.
That is the true pro-abortion argument. That if you would have taken an hour to research, you could have
She doesn't want to research. I don't think this girl knows how to research.
come and made. But you failed
Can
to
I
do
ask my
that because you
question
denied
now?
biology.
Can I ask my
Can you imagine what this girl must be like in class? And I love this picture because it looks like it looks like Kristan wants to punch her in the face. Oh, I love it.
person?
question
No, you
now?
can get behind the line. Back the
You
line.
can sit here and
You can
like
get in the
try
back
and
of the line. She's
create
been
this
waiting
argument and
patiently.
idea that you have of what we believe in and push it back in my face, but it's not going to work. Your
You
little
can get in the back of the line.
logical fallacy ring around the rosy will not work on us. You disgust me.
And now the kid behind her's falling asleep.
And if
All right, she's been
biology,
waiting to speak, ma'am. You're not allowing other women to speak.
suck my cock. Suck it.
Did that girl just say, suck my... Wow, I don't think you have one.